in the because I did because we're like this. It's so stupid. TikTok Studio is so dumb.
Yeah, it won't let me either.
Dang it. Here I can.
Anyways,
Let me see. We can at least talk about
Kayl1e recently filed
the bankruptcy stuff. And I'm ready. Oh Lord, it's just so many videos now. She got $50K from a settlement from GM Motors.
yes, it says on there, it says debtor received $50,000 settlement and went to her lawyer fees. That whole section is, you have to list all of your legal things going on. You have to list all of your assets. You have to list everything that you own, everything. You can't get away with anything in a bankruptcy. So that, where she has to list all her cases that are going on. That's why it says pending, settled, whatever. She got $50,000 from GM Motors for a warranty. There is a case on it.
Kayl1e recently.
And then there's a 2022 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray coupe
that she is recouping $55,000 back. So she's going to end up owing $5,000 is what her debt is. And at the end of the bankruptcy, if she's granted the bankruptcy, all these debts,
go away.
She no longer owes them. But it's also, it hits your credit score really hard.
Kayl1e.
And it doesn't come off. Your bankruptcy does not come off for 7 years. So it's not like a get out of jail free card, but it's
exactly.
A relief.
And then here's another one for, what is this? I don't know what this is. It just says 2022. I guess this is the amount she made that year. It's like $15K.
Would any of the settlement go to any debts owed? She claimed that she only had $13,000 in her bank account. And if the judge finds that she needs to pay that, then yes. She filed Chapter 7. Sometimes if your income is too high, which it looks like her income is too high, she's over $100,000 a year in her paperwork. But
and see, they're trying to make out
Chapter
like
13, not Chapter 7.
Wait, so her income is $100,000 a year?
That's what I've taken from it. I don't know. I'd have to look at it again.
Most people don't even make that. That's crazy. But that's the thing, is it's like the image is to be like, oh my God, they're so broke and they can't do anything. That's my issue with it, is just be honest and has a GoFundMe. And like, I don't know. It just was fishy.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I wouldn't quote myself on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Okay. Which the video, I mean, y'all can look at it yourselves.
It's one of the things that they're being sued for.
Was a Fiat? Do you feel like is that a supercar?
I think that's from their Ford one. I'm not sure though. I didn't really look at that case too much. She's only being sued by a couple of people, but she makes it seem like she's being sued by credit card debtors and all this stuff. I don't see any cases on that.
Yeah.
Just the ones she listed there in the bankruptcy, which if she didn't list it, then it's fraud.
Exactly.
You're frauding the bankruptcy court.
Yep. Well, that was pretty much it. So you're free to go back to work if you'd like.
Oh, I got a whole half hour.
Oh, nice. A whole half hour? They're money hungry. Exactly. So that was kind of the thing that I get, is like, it was like, oh, they have this GoFundMe, and then they said that their insurance doesn't cover anything related to
MS.
And I just don't know that that's even legal. That like an insurance can't cover that.
Isn't that like a law that Obama made? She said she hasn't been to the doctor in the last 3 years. She was diagnosed with MS 9 years ago. Because the insurance won't cover her MS. Which I can understand if she doesn't have insurance, but he
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Does she not have insurance? But she said her insurance doesn't cover it.
Unless they're seeking some special treatment for MS that they want, and insurance doesn't cover it.
This says most health insurance plans, including Medicare and those offered through Affordable Care Act, generally cover a range of multiple sclerosis treatments. pre-existing, it can void on a new insurance. I mean, but that's not, I don't know that that's true. I don't know that they could just say, "Oh, you got new insurance now and I don't have to cover your," I mean, life insurance, yeah, they wouldn't, but
Aren't pre-existing conditions
yeah,
covered under the Obama Act?
pre-existing conditions won't cover if insurance lapse. Absolutely.
But she's had 3 years. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, but still, that's like, I don't know. I'm just saying those are the things, and y'all can decide pre existing conditions have to be covered since Obama. That's all I'm saying is it just seems like now's a good time to make a name for yourself. He gained 1,000 followers, someone said, in like a week from this. So she doesn't have insurance. See, it's like I hear different stories from everything.
no, he literally said she hasn't seen a doctor in the last 3 years because insurance doesn't cover treatment for MS. I can go back and find the clip.
Look, this person right here said, I work with Medi-Cal and all insurance companies, and no one can be denied no matter their health. That's what I thought. Yeah, they do change everything all the time. Listen, this is, I'm just bringing this to y'all's attention because it was fishy to me. And then when it was all about who can they go to with the most viewers, their millions of followers was the direct quote. I posted the clip for y'all. You can make your own choice on what you choose to believe. If you hate Jordan that much and you're just like, oh, I choose to ignore all of these other things and Jordan and his dad are the bad guys, that's fine. I'm indifferent on it. I think that two people tried to make some money and it didn't go the way that they thought it would go.
Right, and what Armand went to prison or whatever for was it was a scam.
It
He
was a
wasn't
scam.
telling the people. This is what is alleged. He wasn't telling the people that he was renting out these vehicles. Whereas now they have a contract.
And I would like to see the full contract, not just part of it.
Her name is blacked out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, why are names blacked out? Acting like that's a minor. That's what they're acting like. That it's a minor, and it's not. That is a big part of the story, and you can't tell me they're not trying to hide that part of the story because the person that they interviewed literally hid that person's name.
Isn't she the one that interviewed Ruby? Or tried?
Maybe. I know she posted a video basically in support of Ruby, was what it seemed like. I mean, it's just like, look, I don't care what anybody believes. That's totally up to y'all. But, I'm going to prove the reason why I chose not to do the interview. And if her story is true, I would try to hide and protect my dad too from TikTok drama. But if you were trying to protect your dad, why would you come out and tell the story if your dad was such a big part in it? Why would you do that? You already put your story out there on YouTube and all that. The desert is not a place to move with MS. I have no idea on that part. Yeah, her dad didn't protect her in that sense, if that's the case. I mean, and think nobody's going to look up and try to find out what went on with who. George, you got info?
Is she really helping others though? Because I'm pretty sure everybody's well aware of.
Yeah, so that was my whole point of it. If you're trying to actually help others, but you're going to go live with people who actively try to scam everyone around them, are you actually trying to protect others, or are you trying to just share your story so that your GoFundMe is out there? It's heat intolerance. I have MS. I don't know that much about MS, except that I had a neighbor that had it and it was very debilitating. I mean, and I'm not like, I mean, obviously her diagnosis is real. I don't think that that's not real or anything like that. I'm just saying you can't lie to try to make yourself look better in all of this.
Oh, the other thing those Reddit bandits were talking about. They said that those dates of when a debt incurred could be different later on. I don't know. But they're strictly from the auto finance company. As soon as you sign for a new loan, that's when that debt incurred. So if you wrote a date past the date that you signed those papers, that's filling out your papers fraudulently.
When Chasing Her Prime did her interview, did they talk about who put money down for the vehicles when the vehicles were bought? Does anybody know?
I haven't even watched it.
I'm just curious if anybody got to that part. Because I'm not going to watch her interview. Emily put all the money down?
That's interesting.
That's an interesting take.
Love to see the rest of that contract.
Gonna have to see the rest of that contract, that's right. She had really good credit. Because the people who were in prison probably didn't have that great of credit, so they needed people that had good credit.
Well, is she saying she had good credit, so therefore she took the down payment and paid the down payment? Or is she saying that
I want to know
paid her the money and she paid it?
Yeah. I want to know who put the down payment down on these vehicles.
Who came up with the money, not who signed the contract and handed over the money.
Okay, Brittany says Emily put the money down. She said Emily. So Emily put the money down. Is that what Emily said?
Do you believe Jordan? Do you believe Jordan's not a scammer? Nobody said that.
Nobody said that. I'm just trying to give y'all receipts. Okay. Well, we need to see the rest of the contract. Who is Emily? Just like somebody coming. Who is Emily? The amount that they're so isn't that the other thing that we discussed is like the full amount that they're saying they lost from Jordan and them isn't actually the correct number.
No. It's way less than 300,000 that she's claiming as her bankruptcy. And when you claim bankruptcy, you have to include all of your debts that you have. She even included her $16,000 IRS taxes that are due, which those won't be forgiven or whatever you want to say.
They said in her YouTube video, they think she said she's out $80,000.
In a lot of videos I've been seeing these T pages post, it's $300K.
And that's the other thing to me is after you bought those cars, why would you continue buying cars and doing that?
She has a $50,000 loan from Mercedes or something like that in 2024.
Yeah. Dang, a $50K car to a $50K Mercedes. Okay.
And then she also says like, oh, none of my payments were being made. My credits are ruined. But then she sat there and said she was making the payments because Jordan wasn't.
It just doesn't add up is my point. If she got an apartment for Jordan's dad, show the receipts. If I see
She
the
also
receipts, I'll
said
believe it.
she said they were evicted. Well, he said they got 3 eviction notices. Did they just send the eviction notices and not file any court documents? Did it not go that far? I don't see any court documents.
Yeah. And the reality is, they were renting places in Marina Del Rey too. All I'm saying is, did they go in on a plan that they thought was going to be profitable, and maybe they all knew it was not the nicest plan, and it didn't work out the way they thought? How does speaking up benefit her now? Clout.
Her fiance doesn't have any followers.
Yeah, that's the reality. He looks like he's trying to
1,000.
make a bustle building a muscle. Get out of here. Sorry, it was my husband. They're not bad business decisions. Yeah, exactly. Just tell how it went down truthfully. Interview Jordan again. That's what I'm saying. It just, like, why are they going live on his account is the thing that, because they keep mentioning, that's the other thing. Where in this contract do y'all see anything about Emily being an influencer or TikTok famous, like the boyfriend keeps saying, or that Jordan's gonna be her? They're basically hinting at that Jordan managed her. She has 950K followers, but her views and all that don't match up with that. You can buy followers on TikTok.
Bad business decisions happen, yes. Like signing a contract saying you'll give 40,000 or 40% of your income to your manager.
No, he specifically tells a story that they were gonna make Emily whatever, something, I don't know, and that Britney Spears was gonna promote the party, and there's some story like that. They set a goal of 27K on their GoFundMe. That's wild. Yeah, you can buy TikTok friends. You can buy anything. They said they were using Emily to promote parties.
Does the husband work? It's not her husband yet.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Do either of them work?
Well, he kept saying they have to file bankruptcy. They have to do this. They have to do that.
No,
you can't
he
file
ain't filing bankruptcy
together.
Yeah.
If you're not married.
Exactly. They brought their kids into it. Oh, really, Ashley? I didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. He's been live how much in the past few days? Yeah. Guess what? I've talked to Itai too.
Itai has a different story for everybody.
Yeah. Itai's story is different everywhere. He texted me that he was ready to talk about Jordan, Bree, and Santos, and then texted Santos and Bree that that they could all go in together and go against Jordan. So, is that trustable? Chasing her prime got a restriction for it last night. Good. That's what you get. Wirepilly is beginning. Wait, Wirepilly what?
I think because they all got scammed by Jordan. Okay.
The test with Bree and Santos was probably fake, knowing how.
I don't know. Because the way he went to everybody.
He went to every T channel on here. I haven't seen Jordan go to every T channel on here. Just me. I'm just kidding. I just had to throw that out there because y'all always talk shit. Yeah, I saw her lying. Jordan and Vale are my favorite show is on. Jordan and Vale are crickets lately. I mean, maybe they're crickets because they're working in silence.
Maybe they don't want to sit there and read all those comments. I get a headache from it. I have to leave their live. I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally awful anytime they come online. So what's the point?
People in the comments are just ruthless.
Yeah, that's the other thing. How old was Jordan when this happened? Because how old is Jordan now?
I think he's 22.
Jordan is only 22? Jesus. So he would have been how old in 2020? Somebody do math for me. I don't math. Okay, so you mean to tell me that these grown people, because this dude is a millennial. I saw him make some post about that. Okay. Yeah, he does not look that young. I would have said he was like 25. His voice is deep. He got that deep voice.
How would he have been 17 in 2022?
So if Matthew made a post saying he was a millennial. If Matthew was with her during this time frame, like he says, why did he not speak up when she was being love bombed? Why did he, I mean, if y'all were fiance and all that, then don't insult my millennial children like that. I'm a millennial. Why, I was saying something else. Why did they, I've been trying to find your page for ages. I used to be friends with Emily and Jordan back in 2022. This seems suspicious. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Oh no, Reddit has summoned.
Yeah. Why aren't Emily and that guy married yet? That's another question.
Is that you, Bobby Joe?
Yeah, BJ, is that you? Exactly. They made it out like Emily and Jordan dated and she was just like love bombed into. Exactly. They thought they were going to make money. So, exactly. Okay, so you're telling me she's 28, 29 right now, and Matthew's 40 plus. So these two full-grown adults, if you can show me some proof of that, Cujo, over there, then I'll be glad to speak with you. It's probably Matthew on another account. Are you a fan of Jordan? No. Why do I have to be a fan to put out, like, why do y'all not like receipts? Y'all do the same thing. You automatically assume I'm a fan of 2K. I do not watch 2K at all. Literally at all. I don't give a fuck what you think I sound like. Leave then. Exactly. That's the reality is y'all are mad. So you're telling me that when this guy, a 17-year-old boy, came to you with a dream, you said, I'm signing. I'm signing. You have to be the victim to be victim shamed. You understand that, right? You have to be the victim to be victim shamed. Tell the truth. Tell the full truth instead of hiding parts of it to make yourself look better. I'm sorry you lost money. I'm sorry your business venture wasn't good. We have shown receipts. Oh, look who it is, J-Babe.
Oh, J-Babe. That's not the same one as earlier.
She looks like she's a Brie fan. It's so funny because you can just click on them and see, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a Brie fan right there. Yeah, I think she's a victim. I think her dad screwed her over. That's what I think.
What's your question, Harmony?
I agree, Sean. Sean has it right there. If you're going to go public with a story and ask for money, you have an obligation to give all the facts. If her dad's on the spectrum, that is not what they said to me. They specifically, or no, Matthew said he thinks her dad is slow.
I don't understand why Marco would request 2K.
Okay, so do you understand? Okay, so just like y'all are saying all this, well, she said. Okay, great. She said that. Bree also says that that's her doing greenery and not skiing. But I know otherwise.
What about the apartment? Nobody knows anything about the apartment.
Don't know anything about the apartment.
Just that Emily says she rented it out for her
freaking sue the dad since they are underage. Jordan was, yeah. Okay, well, Jordan said they're friends, so said who are friends? What about the apartment? Do you know about that? I don't know anything about this apartment.
Asked
that. And I've answered it and said the same thing each time. Yeah, Jordan said they were... I can't show y'all that video until after court, okay? I gave y'all a screenshot. Y'all can either be happy with it or don't. I can't show you the video until after August. That's that.
Some things are FYEO, for your eyes only.
Yep.
Stop spamming, Jesus Christ.
Jordan said they were friends until a few months ago and that he has messages with her recently. Jordan is 23, so he would have been 18. Do you know an 18-year-old that you trust? Because I don't.
I'm so confused.
Like, is it... The reality is they didn't disclose the whole story, and that is what makes it look less credible to me. I don't care what y'all believe. I'm telling you what I believe. I gave you the evidence of what I've seen that makes me believe what I believe. You can choose to believe what you want to believe. I don't care. You can still be in here and believe what you want to believe. That's totally fine. I made my choice. When you want to go live with someone who is terrible people, terrible, who was literally just arrested for DV, like change the scenario. Okay, so he's arrested for DV, so the police say he did it, but they say they didn't. They say that Jordan and his dad are scammers, but Jordan and them say they're not. But it's just the hypocritical thing where y'all are Bree and Santos fans, and therefore you automatically hate Jordan and Vale, and you refuse to take evidence that is right in front of you and be honest about it. Who said what? Let's see what your dad said.
Daisy said we're obsessed.
Oh, Daisy, let's see. Oh, with your 3 followers and your 3 following. Okay, well, we'll see you later. Bye now. It was nice knowing ya. If you want to be found credible, you have to use the whole story. I mean, that is the reality. Because if this was me in this scenario, I would have said, hey, look, my dad wasn't always the best person. He was always looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, and he used me to do it. We're past it. I've forgiven him, and here's our story. Here's my story. I do feel like he was taken advantage of in the situation. Saying that he was utterly scammed is crazy when he was arrested for doing scams multiple times. A loved one, what? That anyone could be a loved one.
Okay, but I gotta know, what year was this?
What year was what?
That all of this happened with Jordan and Emily.
She said
I swear she
2020.
said 2022.
So was it 2022? Because they kept saying at the start of COVID, and that's 2020. Loved
Okay,
one
she
is
cut him off
very
in
broad.
2022.
Exactly. Okay, so then why does okay, then I need some more clarification on that because he keeps saying it was at the start of COVID, and he always mentions her TikTok career. Her TikTok career was popping off. She was taking off. They've been dealing with it for 3 years. So it was 2022 that she was
That's what
viral.
I thought.
Well, Armand went in 2019, Donald went in 2018. They got out in 2022.
Oh,
So
here
then
we
it
go.
didn't
It's at the end of
start.
2021. Matthew did. I remember that now.
Then that wasn't COVID.
Maybe in California it was.
Maybe in California it was. Am I wrong? Doesn't he keep saying? Well, mark the word. Now they're not going to go live with Brie and Santos because they got so much backlash about it. You can DM me, Cujo, but I'm going to need to see some of that proof. I mean, look, all I'm saying is the story doesn't add up. And then it's weird that they were going to go, like, just seems like a really convenient time to really push telling your story again. Go live with Etai then. I want to see y'all go live with Etai. If Etai's the victim too, I want y'all all to go live together. I'll be there watching. I was nice. I tried to tell them it wasn't a good idea with Brie and Santos, and my hand was forced to do this.
All right. I'm going to step down. I'll still be here, but.
Okay. Bye, friend. Thank you.